Hi, and welcome to part 2 of this welcome tour for English 491, History of the English Language. If you didn't watch the first one with the syllabus, you can go ahead and watch that one, or you can watch this one first. I think either one is a good starting point. But in this video, I'm going to give you a quick tour of how the class is organized on Blackboard, and that will also give you a sense of what your rhythm of taking this class should be like. What is expected of you each week? What you do when you log on, what are you looking for, what tasks are you required to do. Let's begin. Now again, I saw that most of you are seniors and at least sophomores are up. So you've used Blackboard before. You don't need too much introduction to how that works, but I will show you how this one works, and I have you in student preview mode. When you click on the course Blackboard, you should come to the announcement page first. Any new announcements, I often will have a course link that can take you to the relevant item that needs to be brought to your attention. So that announcements is up here in the navigation bar. Here you see getting started in HEL Spring 20, and there's the first video already. This one's going to appear below here soon. And here is a little biography of me. There's me. I'm at the X Castle. Pretty sweet. Here under course overview is syllabus, schedule, and policies. And here you can download in docx or PDF format the syllabus that we looked at in video 1. And there's just a reminder of what's in there. Also here, and this is important, under here is the schedule. And this is the schedule that is same schedule as of now that appears on the syllabus. If any changes need to be made to this schedule, they will go on here this is the live schedule, not on the syllabus. I'm not updating and re-uploading the schedule on the syllabus every time. But this is here as a quick reference for you to check in, and each week or ahead of each week, it's a good idea to look at this schedule and see what's coming up for you. Okay, so next week we're going to be talking about phonology, which is to say the study of sound and how meaning is organized into sound by linguists. And so we're going to learn about sound and sound changes because it's a really fundamental tool for studying the history of the language. And so that's our topic. Just like this topic, it's language history, language change, language attitudes. So next week the topic will be phonology. The required learning resources will be Chapter 2 in Ellie Van Gelderen's A History of the English Language, a handout, Millward's Language Change, and Lear's, the appendix to Seth Lear's Inventing English, English Sounds and Their Representations. Your activities that you will have to do will be to complete the discussion boards. You will have the first of your individual activities, and you will have a quiz to complete. Now, where do you find those things, right? And so, before next week, week 3, week 4, so you can look ahead and see everything that you have to do. The topic, what you have to read or learn from, the things you have to do, and the things you're going to be graded on, not just get sort of credit for doing. That's the difference between credited activities and assessed activities. If you do the credited activities in reasonably good faith with any kind of effort, you will get credit. You're not going to be graded closely or narrowly for performance. That's under assessed activities. So how do you get this stuff done then? Well, that brings us down to the learning area. Before we go to the learning area, I'll just briefly show you rubrics and criteria. Here's a description about what I expect from posts. I think you should read this. I don't give you credit for doing your reply posts for just saying, yeah, great job, Derek. I totally agree. I'd like you to engage in conversation and use the discussion boards as an opportunity to learn from each other. The more you put out, the more you get in. I know discussion boards can be a bit rote and they can be a bit of a chore, but sometimes they can be great. If you're really looking to discuss these ideas and learn from each other and not just hit the minimum number of posts or words for the week, then it will be a great opportunity to learn from each other and for me to teach you, because I go in there and I respond to things as well. So there's the discussion board rubric. this is a rubric for the word and the rubric for other assignments that we're going to have later on. So don't worry about that right now. I'll come back to that when I discuss those assignments later. Here's the learning area. This is the business end of the course in large part. First of all, there's learning units. The course is divided up into a series of learning units. Week 1 and Week 2, the overall topic is language change and historical study. And so on the front page, it shows you the things you're going to have to read, the things you're going to have to do, and the things you're supposed to learn all in one place. Now, if you click on this folder and go in, you'll see folders for the reading, for the videos that you have to watch, recommended videos, as well as my lectures. So here are the lectures that you're supposed to watch that I have recorded for you that are slideshows and that will basically teach you the course content. I put them on YouTube because students have showed a slight preference for that over MediaSite because of its convenience, its portability, the captioning, and the ability to change speeds. So that's there for you. You can also just look at the PowerPoint if you want. You don't have to watch the video, or you could just review the PowerPoint. So that's where the video lectures are. The recommended videos, recommended reading, week 1 and 2. Okay, and you will also have a link to all the discussion board topics for that reading that week. So you can get into the discussion boards through here. And sometimes under here I will post a response video at the end of the week that kind of summarizes some of the, if everybody made the same mistake and I want to correct it, or if we had some really interesting topics and some people had some great ideas that I wanted to bring out. Sometimes there will be like kind of a summary video post here. But in the meantime, I want to draw your attention. Well, I'm going to come back to the sample corpus thing. Let's go back to learning units for a second. I'm going to exit out of the student preview mode again and take you behind the curtains to show you let's go back to learning units for a second. As you can see, weeks 1 and 2 is language change and historicals. Language study, kind of an overview of the discipline, the tools and methods that we use. Weeks 3 and 4 will take us to the history of before English. We're going to go back to Proto-Indo-European and Germanic. Like where does English come from? What does it descend from? Where the people who eventually became English speakers originate? What other languages belong to the same family as English? And how do we know? How do we do this kind of linguistic archaeology where we can reconstruct ancient languages? That's what we're coming in week 3 and 4. Week 5, we finally get to Old English. And actually, no, in weeks 3 and 4, we get into Old English a little bit too. But weeks 5 and 6, we get into Old English and Early Middle English. Weeks 7 and 8, Middle English. Week 9 and 10, we get into Early Modern English. That's actually the English of Shakespeare. Shakespeare did not speak Old English, as you will soon well know. Week 11 and 12, we go into Early Modern to Regular Modern English. This is the period of colonialization and industrialization, and then in the following, and so on and so forth, up to the present day. The course is organized roughly chronologically. But I'm going to just bring things online ahead of the time that you need them, but also as you are getting to them, so that you can focus on the task at hand, and I can fix anything that needs fixing. So you can go straight to the discussion boards by clicking here. You shouldn't be able to see a lot of them yet, but generally my setting for Blackboard is that you can't post until you've posted yourself. And then you can get in and read other people's posts and reply to them. I'll talk about OneNote class notebooks in the next video. I'm gonna leave that aside for now. Another resource in this class is what I call the course library. And this is this includes links to the library links to our textbooks. That's under required reading. It also includes a number of reference and research tools that are useful for the history of the English language, including various dictionaries, the Oxford English Dictionary, Green's Dictionary of Slang, Middle English Dictionary. I have a video on how to, there's a video posted here on using the Old English Dictionary as well that might be useful to you. Again, we're going to talk about this more later because I have specific assignments that are going to ask you to use specific reference tools and learn how to use them. For those of you who are not familiar with grammatical terminology and are like, what's a direct object? What's an adverbial clause? Help! There's this grammar and grammar terminology review with lessons and self-assessment exercises that can bring you up to speed. And let's see. Yeah, these are going to be used key to various assignments, which I'll get to you. And here's just some other random fun stuff that you might enjoy looking at. I'm not going to get into it right now. I'll let the curious among you explore. So that's pretty much it for how Blackboard is set up. The learning each week, check the syllabus, look at what you have to do, go into your learning units, figure out what you need to learn, go read the things you're supposed to read, watch the things you're supposed to watch, post on the discussion boards, and then do any assignments that you have to do. There are activities, quizzes, tests, etc. And I will keep you notified of larger assignments that are upcoming. And yeah. In the next video, the third and final video of this welcome tour, I'm going to take you out of Blackboard to the other set of platforms, Microsoft Teams and OneNote, because that's going to be the other big thing where we are going to be learning together as a team, talking with each other, and building knowledge. So, thank you very much for your time. Sorry this went a little longer than I wanted it to, but I hope it has been helpful to you. Tune in.